Yeah, guys. All right. So I want to talk about one thing in particular that's come up recently: workplace injustice. So you appreciate the people you work with and for, and all the rest. You want. Well, I want to look after the businesses that I work for. That's maybe that's me being empathic, but regardless, that's loyalty, that's work ethic, that's all the rest. And that's what I want to provide. Like, my skill sets, man. Like, if you actually spend a bit of time with me, like, I'll show you. I can. Whatever it is, I'll figure it out. A lot of people don't understand this, hey, and then I do start doing good, and then you'll pile my plate, but, taller, higher, here, Rory, do more sort of thing, Not having a moan, you got to show yourself to be worthy to be able to lift yourself and all, You've got to promote yourself, simple as that. If you want to do it, you do it. But yeah, it's when you start getting taken advantage of, and then sort of almost, manipulated to be able to be taken benefit of. You've got to be careful of that, really. Workplace environments, people in general, because it's the way that manager would be treating you. Simple as that. Just frustrating as all buggery, really, because it's not the first time. Not the second, not the third, not the fourth, not the fifth, not the, I can count many times. I've done, certain jobs and stuff like that where I've chosen to leave of my own accord because, things got awkward or simply better pace or, but in the events where I felt forced to move or move on, One, I had a manager that was a bit of a meth head, and we had an argument one day, but of course I wasn't going to be listened to in favour of the manager. Another one was because the boss's wife got sick and they just genuinely couldn't afford me, Another one was, the frost got crop, the crop got frostbitten or something like that. What else happened? There's a couple after the breakup where it was depression. It was just straight out depression. There's another time where again, another bigger company. I was putting in my effort, man. I really was. I wanted to make it. I loved that role to pack, bits and pieces. Would have stayed in it for a long time if I could have. But c'est la vie. Gosh, this one was really hard actually. I went over to Aussie to see my kids for the first time in 2 years. Told boss man it was going to be 3 weeks. He kept asking, in the lead up. So yeah, man, 3 weeks I'll be back on this date. Rah rah rah. Okay, well, you have X amount of leave now. Can you book that now? And then you can either take pay leave without pay, or you may I'll accrue the extra hours before then. And it's like, yeah, so well, whatever. Anyway, so when I'm in my third week, right? Third week over in Aussie, just kicking off, where are you today, Rory? And I'm like, oh, what's going on? With my kids, man. And so then all of a sudden it's a threatened stand down for, abandonment of employment because it wasn't specified in the leave, or I didn't request extra leave in time. So this phone call came through, just as I'm about to end my trip and see my kids for a couple of weeks and stuff. It was real ratchet, hey. Next job, right? So I got fed up with that. I was looking for a new job straight away. So I felt very undervalued. accused of taking the piss. You know what I mean? I'm not taking the piss. I told you, man. Then I get back and get like absolutely swamped with oh, we've noticed in the last half year you've done this and this and this and this and this. Sorry, man. People make mistakes, brother, and I know, but I'm like, that just stacked on top of what you just did to me, where you've made me go a week without pay. That sent me back months. Yeah. Anyway, that was a shame. Yeah, and then of course there's a couple of injuries in between that, right? That's cool. Alright, when I was on rope access, you know, it's just one of the things. I had an old injury that probably explain later, but you know, as a result of the car crash, had a weak knee. Bloody, it broke itself again. What else? Avalon. Bloody good company, that. Look them up if you need anything with ropes. And then, yeah, like there's been a couple of instances where the team itself has been a wee bit toxic, if you know what I mean. Like you gotta, I don't know if it's just me, like people can put up with people, you know, if you want. You can go outside and just avoid or shut up. But when I'm offended, I'm not going to shut up anymore. Like, simple as that. Like, don't disrespect me just because you don't know me. You know, just because I may have joined the team maybe 10 years after you, yeah, cool, mate, that's choice. No need to put me down, brother. Nah, man, like, I'm very happy to help and learn from you, but there's a level of respect that should be in every workplace. And whether you're talking like just management or anything else, like, or whether it just be another team member, old dog, young buck, you know, chippy spark, it doesn't bloody matter, man. Like, you know, whether you're in the drains or you're bloody on roofs and stuff, it's just like, you gotta appreciate, especially managers need to appreciate who's on the ground floor. Like, as a business owner, I know I didn't have many employees. As soon as, well, many, like one and extra couple mates, but you know, like when it comes to it, you look after an employee and they'll look after you. Bombshell. Yeah. So that's what I'm over. I'm just taking the piss. Like, you know, you load up a plate and you say, oh, you're doing really good, Roy, but we can't afford anything more. I was like, anywho, I'm going to leave it there because, like, there's many. If you got another story or something like that you want to share, like, you know, workplace bullying is rife, man. So if you have a bitch or a moan, that's cool, man. Like, bring it on. I'm happy to chat through it. There's been a couple of instances where I've like sort of really had to articulate, you know, myself through these meetings reasonably professionally. So not that I'm trained as such, but like, you know, I can at least relate with you if you want to have a chat. So chat. All good.